What's on, boys and girls? Good morning. As you can see, it's raining outside, but it's still a pretty sick day. We've got a super hectic day today. I'm going from Cornwall, bottom of England. I say this every single time, all the way from the bottom of England to like the upper/middle of England. A video shoot for an advertising campaign for Musclefood. So that's going down tomorrow, going up there today to a place called Nottingham. Where I come from in the UK, there like isn't really any fast food places. It's kind of like the far south. There's like, it's a bit rural. I've got my first ever Taco Bell. This is what it looks like when you made it in the fitness industry. Eating Taco Bell in your fucking hotel room, getting nice and fat the day before a photo shoot. All right, we've gone for 2 soft tacos, 1 like hard taco, chicken on all of them. Then we went for some like loaded chicken chip fry things. And then I've also gone for an enchilada. Soft taco, doesn't taste bad, it doesn't taste like amazing. It's kind of like something you might make at home. Oh bro, that is the most disappointing thing I've seen in my entire life. What is this shit? What is this? Oh my god. I just went to get a shot of me like jumping on the bed and just got it absolutely fucking everywhere. So many regrets. I feel so shit now. Like the meat, it isn't like good meat. You can tell it's processed frozen crap. And like it doesn't actually taste that good. It doesn't taste terrible. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it like a 3/4 out of 10. Like I definitely won't be buying it again. I can't really say too much, but it's a video shoot I'm gonna make.
It just helps to prepare.
Doing the behind the scenes stuff today.
Right,
so I've got probably not coming on that.
You know, she's a real deal when she does do her hand makeup for you. Definitely made those burgers all by myself, and that guy did absolutely none of it. We just wrapped up shooting for Musclefood. Got it so late and I live so far away. I'm gonna have to head down to Birmingham, try and get a back session. Come meant to train tonight. Bruh. This place is legit, man. Like, I've accidentally booked like a real nice hotel. 9/11. Bruh. This place is clean. Ah. Fuck off, am I paying 3 quid for that Haribo? We'll see if I have the willpower. That's pretty sick. Ooh.
Your call has been forwarded to the voicemail for...
We've got the new VQ bottoms, which are like these funky Japan style like writing and shit ones on. Got some all black NMDs. Right, I'm about to train right now. I've got week 3 hypertrophy on my new program. Basically it's like a high volume day, high intensity. I'm not really gonna talk you guys through it just because I've got to do, it's super intense, super quick. Gym closes in like an hour or so. Also failed and I just ate the most expensive chocolate bar. £2 fucking pounds for this. Ultimate Fitness Birmingham. I highly recommend checking this out. Look how clean this is. It's just the upstairs. Like the back section, there's a downstairs bit as well. But fuck.
Now I let him go in the Freefall.
Right, I hit rear delt raises as well, and biceps after that. Like 2 exercises, 6 sets, but I didn't have time to film it, so I gotta go grab a foot real quick and the fucking roll. Mr. Olympia 2018, bro. Right, as you can see, I got kind of fat. As I said, the bulk was out of control at the start, so I got a little bit fat. And the problem with me is I hold everything on my waist. So the moment I start to put any kind of pounds, I just lose all my taper, lose any kind of like a good fucking waist. Gym closes in 1 minute, going to the hotel, chill. I managed to replace that chocolate bar that I ate, so I saved myself £1.20. Alright guys, so we're in the future now. I just kind of want to speak about my bulking macros very quickly. If you're not gaining weight, if you're very new to this, if you haven't been training for a long time, if you literally don't know how to bulk properly, I'll just focus on calories, focus on eating enough food, high protein, high carbs, lowish fat. Then I would kind of forget about macros, guys. Like, macros are like the plaster and like the furnishings and like the nice things inside a house. And then the actual foundations of the house, like what it's built on, the ground it's built on, the walls, the roof, is like the calories. So you're gonna wanna make sure you've got your calories dialed before you even start thinking about macros. And what I mean by that is you're gonna wanna be eating enough calories consistently every single day to gain weight. So if you're having enough calories every day, there is no way you're not gonna gain weight. Unless you've got some like terrible medical problem, you are not eating enough. So when people say, oh, I can't grow, oh, I can't gain weight, it's literally just because you're not eating enough calories. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna eat in a calorie surplus. You're gonna wanna eat more calories than your body needs. And to put it like really quickly, way you can work that out is if you weigh yourself every single day, log how much food you're eating, your weight should stay roughly the same. If your weight stays the same throughout the course of a week, on average I say, because it fluctuates every single day, and you know you're eating X amount of calories, you can assume that is your maintenance calories, the amount of calories that you need to maintain your current weight. So let's say I eat 3,000 calories for a week, my weight stays roughly the same, I know that's my maintenance calories, and that's what I need to maintain my weight. But I want to grow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that number, add a couple of hundred calories on top of that, so let's say 3,200, and make sure I'm eating that number of calories every single day in order to grow. So if I've been training for a year, I'm gonna wanna see a weekly change of around 0.5 pounds on the scales. So what I would do is I'll weigh myself every single day, write down my weights, and then calculate my weekly average weights, add them all up, 7 days in a week, divide it by 7 to calculate the mean, and then compare your weekly average weights to the next weekly average weights. And then that way the data you're looking at isn't getting skewed by like isn't getting skewed by one day where maybe you're holding a lot of water, or one day maybe you had a very salty meal, or maybe you haven't done a poo in a few days. So by looking at weekly averages, comparing the weekly averages, it's a lot more accurate way of doing things to actually look at your true weight gain. So what I would do if I'd been training a year, I could gain up to 2 pounds of muscle in a month, is I'd go by the weight on the scales and I'd make sure I was gaining at least 0.5 pounds per week. If I wasn't gaining 0.5 pounds per week, I might add in 50 or 100 calories every day until I was gaining over 0.5 pounds a week. If I was gaining massively over 0.5 pounds a week, let's say I was gaining 1 pound per week, then I'll take some calories out, for example. So when it comes to bulking and weight gain, I kind of like to play it by ear and go by the weight on the scales, just because I think it's the most accurate way of doing things. You're looking at real-time feedback, so you're not like calculating and guessing how many calories you should be on based on some random online calculator. You're actually looking at how your body's responding to things. So that's what I would do in terms of weight gain. Okay, so let's take me for example, someone that's trained for 6 years in total, but all those years of training haven't actually been like proper hardcore years of training. So the Lyle McDonald says that if you train for 4 years, you're gonna be able to put on 2 to 3 pounds of muscle in a year. That's almost 10 times less than if you've been training for 1 year. So the longer you train, the less muscle you can put on. So if I can put on that little amount of muscle, I'm not gonna be looking at weekly changes, I'm gonna be looking at larger scale monthly changes. So I'm not gonna be wanting to lose weight on a weekly basis or really gain weight on a weekly basis, but I'm gonna be looking to gain weight on more of a monthly basis, if that makes any sense. So although you might only be able to put on 2 to 3 pounds of muscle in a year, if you've been training for 4 years, you've got to bear in mind that that's lean 100% muscle. If you try and only gain 3 pounds in a year, you're going to be seriously limiting the amount of mass that you can put on. And so I'm going to look to put on around, let's say for me, 10 pounds on a bulk. I'm going to accept that maybe half of that's going to be fat, maybe 2/3 of that's going to be fat. Although Lyle McDonald says you can only gain 3 pounds after 4 years of proper training. Like, what is proper training? If we add up all the time spent training and class proper training and not proper training, although I've trained for almost 6-7 years now, I very much doubt that 4 years of my training has been proper training. So I think I'm gonna be able to put on over that personally. I think that's a bit of like an undershoot for me, considering my genetics as well. I'm gonna be able to put on a bit more than that. And that's just kind of like an average what you can put on. So what I do, go by the scales, adjust calories according to the scales. If I'm gaining weight too quickly, I'll drop calories down from my daily intake by like 50 say, or if I'm gaining weight too slowly, I'll add in 50 to 100 calories, and that's basically what I do.
You want to be eating big every day. You want to be in a calorie surplus. You want to be eating more than your body needs. That's the most important thing, guys. Like, a lot of you guys are going to be new to lifting, trying to bulk, not able to put on weight. It's literally, as a great natural bodybuilder once said, you just got to eat more. Eat fucking more food. Like, you could need up to 5,000 calories a day if you're like a tall, ectomorph, big fucking guy. Like, I have clients that have needed up to like 5,500 to 6,000 calories in order to see the number move on the scales. Like, that's kind of how many calories and how much food you have to be eating. But it's different for everyone, so I like to go by the scales, adjust it accordingly, and that's basically what I'm doing for bulking in terms of calories. Okay, so if you like that, I'll do a video on my macros and how to calculate them. I'm currently on carb cycling, so on non-training days I have more fat, less carbs. I'm currently on like 400 to 500 grams of carbs, 200 grams of protein and 90 grams of fat, but that changes because I cycle my carbohydrates. But if you want to see a video on that and how I work it out, let me know in the comment box down below and I'll do one of those soon. Okay, so everything I've been speaking about in terms of bulking and diet all comes in the ebook with my guide. So I'll like go over everything in terms of how I calculate it, how to work out macros, how to work out calories. Basically everything I said but explained a lot better is all in my athlete guide. So that's in the description down below. Also, Musclefood have doubled my code. So if you guys want to save some money on Musclefood, which is where I get all my meat from, all my protein bars, all my protein pizzas from, get £10 off with code MOFIT10, which I think is pretty mental. VQ code in the description down below. If you want to support me and rep my garms, you can get money off that as well. And I think that's everything. Okay, so keep killing it, guys. I'm gonna start pumping out more and more content. Let me know the type of content you miss, the type of content you want to see, and